In search of beauty. Dark was the night and fearful the atmosphere. Jackals howled and moaned. Lightning showed fearful faces of weird beings. But King Vikram did not serve. He climbed the ancient tree and brought down the corpse. Then, as soon as he began crossing the cremation ground with the corpse lying astride on his shoulder, the vampire that possessed the corpse said, O king, I know not what your motive is in taking such troubles. You must have set a goal before you, but there is no certainty that your desires will be fulfilled even when you have reached the goal. Let me illustrate the point through the story of Prince Veer Kumar. Listen to me with attention, O king. That should bring you relief. The vampire narrated the following story. Prince Veerkumar was a great admirer of beauty. He nursed a desire to marry the most beautiful girl. We are looking for a suitable bride for you, his parents informed him. Please don't. Leave the business to me, said the prince. One day, the prince went out for a stroll in a nearby forest. It was spring and the trees looked charming. As he roamed about happily, he saw an excellent horse grazing by the side of a pool. He hopped onto the horse in a bid to tame it. At once, the horse began to run. It ran so fast that the prince felt dazed. He did not know when the horse had thrown him on the ground. He came back to senses by the sweet sound of a song. He got up and saw that he was in a land quite unfamiliar to him. Soon he saw a girl picking flowers. It was she who was singing. I have never seen a beauty like you, muttered the prince. The girl blushed, but she led him to her hut and fed him. The prince said the next day, I shall be delighted if you marry me. You are so beautiful. I can marry you, but so far as beauty is concerned, at the foot of the hill lives one who is 10 times more beautiful, said the girl. Let me have a glimpse of her, said the prince, and he started for the hill. At the foot of the hill, he met the second girl. Indeed, for her beauty, she seemed incomparable. The prince greeted her and made acquaintance with her and resided in her house for the day. In the evening, he proclaimed her as the most beautiful damsel in the world and proposed to marry her. I may not have any objection to marry you, but so far as beauty is concerned, you are yet to see the one who lives in the castle on the hill, said the second girl. I must see her, said the prince, and he climbed the hill before it was dawn. The region on the hill bore the appearance of a fairyland. There was an elegant castle and near it a lake. The damsel of the castle was bathing in the lake. You are the most beautiful girl that ever lived. I am the prince. Let us marry, he exclaimed. Go away immediately. If you don't, I will shout and you shall be killed in no time, said the girl firmly. The prince hurtled down and met the girl at the foot of the hill. But she declined to marry him. He then returned to the first girl. She too declined to marry him. The prince returned to his palace and asked his parents to find a bride for him. They did so gladly, and he married without a murmur. The vampire paused and then challenged the king to answer. Why did the first two girls refuse to marry the prince after giving their consent, while the first two girls agreed to marry him? Why did the last girl turn down his proposal at once? O king, speak out if you can. If you know the answers but choose to keep mum, your head would roll off your shoulders, answered the king without a moment's delay. The first two girls withdrew their consent when they realized that the princess' fascination was for beauty alone and for no other virtue of theirs. That is why he changed his mind when he came across a girl more beautiful than the one he had seen. The first two girls did not know this while giving their consent. Since the prince lived with them for hours, they thought that he had taken note of their other virtues too. But they were under illusions. The third damsel had no chance for having any illusion, as the prince proposed marriage the moment he saw her. She was too wise to consent to marry a man who was simply under the spell of her beauty. No sooner had the king finished giving his reply than the vampire, along with the corpse, gave him the slip. Thanks for your attention.